Making fresh guacamole. Nice. So good. Hi guys, I'm out eating again. I'm so happy. I'm continuing to be brave and go out to eat, and it's not super easy. I just always want to remind you. But actually making the decision today to come out and eat has really been easy. I was like, I want to enjoy spending time with my mom and my sister, and I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat. I can choose like what I want, and I don't need to be afraid. I want to get out there and I want to socialize and have time with people that I love. I'm really proud of you guys. Every time that we get out of our comfort zones and go to a restaurant and go to eat, it's something that used to kill me. It's something that used to be torturous for us, and now we just do it freely and are so proud of that. We don't have shame for eating delicious food. How cool. I still constantly ask myself when I find myself worrying about spiraling into food, okay, what is the perfect thing that I could eat right now that will make me not binge? What is the perfect combination of flavors and temperatures and textures that I should make for me to eat right now so that I don't binge? That needed to end. That is moving on in recovery. Favorite people, we're gonna talk about binge eating again because that is something that I'm currently in recovery for, and my new series, My Recovery Diary, has been documenting how I'm doing, what I'm eating, and how I'm dealing with all these new thoughts, revelations, and feelings that I'm really digging deep down into by myself and in therapy, and just constantly. It's a never-ending full-time job. Recovery really is. It's basically me listening to all these fears and irrational thoughts and anxieties about food and actually looking at it with niceness. Is that even a word? I'm looking at it with compassion and acceptance and understanding, and I go, oh, okay, I know that that's the reason why you're afraid to eat this, or I know that's why you have anxiety about the fact that you're gonna go out to eat. And I just go, cool. Doesn't mean that that's who I am. Doesn't mean I have to act on it. What I can choose is, but it's really hard to, acknowledge it and accept it and not shame myself for it, and then continue on moving upwards on recovery and not following through on an action that would allow me to binge, restrict, do any other eating disorder behavior or any unhealthy behavior when it comes to food in my body. I'm not letting it dictate me anymore. But it's hard. So the way that I've been able to not binge eat is because I realized how obsessed I've been for years, my whole life, in thinking that I need to find the perfect combination of foods to make absolutely sure that I don't binge. Obviously that doesn't work because I've been thinking that I need to find this perfect combination for years, and I've been binge eating for years. So it's about becoming aware of the fact that I have this all or nothing, extremist, perfectionist, overachiever mindset that if I didn't achieve the perfect amount of eating, that I would just go, screw it, I'm gonna eat the entire kitchen. I'm just gonna eat everything that I was thinking about today. I'm gonna eat everything I've been craving because I just couldn't find a way to stop myself from falling into the binge. So might as well just give into it, right? Go for it. That's been my mindset for so long. What would perfectly satisfy this craving right now? Am I wanting something creamy? I wanting something hot, cold, crunchy, salty? I'm putting this pressure on myself to find the perfect thing that I could eat so that I basically stop eating. And this makes so much sense because when I was anorexic at 10 years old, I would honestly not let myself eat probably more than 250 calories a day. So when I was making a food choice, it had to be something that perfectly fit the craving so that I would still be able to make it hours and hours and hours of not eating because that one thing I ate satisfied me. Even though I'm not anorexic now, those mindsets, those rational things that you create when you've had struggles with food in your body, those thoughts and ideas and those mechanisms follow you until you eventually come to terms with them and really dig deep and think about them. And the only reason that I've been able to is because I go to therapy, and I've gone to group therapy and eating disorder treatment centers that help you dig deep, and you realize, and it sucks though, you really think it's just about the food, just about your body, you just need to stop binge eating, but there's so many emotional ties that you have, and you really do have to go dig deep and unravel them, and it's scary and intimidating. I understand. I mean, it's taken me 2 years in therapy to finally get to this point about 3 weeks ago. So when the time comes to eat, I always do get anxious. I worry that it may spiral into overeating like humongous, and now it's like this, because now I know that I can understand the irrational thought that I will have about worrying that I'm gonna spiral into a binge and picking the perfect thing, and also thinking, oh, if I don't eat this now, I'm gonna crave it later. Isn't that okay? Isn't it okay to not eat that right now and want it later? Like, that's fine. But in the dysfunctional, struggling part of me, it feels like you better just eat it all now because you shouldn't even be craving it. It's like all these mean voices in my head that were fostered by having eating disorders for so long. You gotta welcome those. You just go, I see that they're there, because they already are there. You can't push them away and be mad about it because they're coming from within you. If you look at them with acceptance and understanding, they have much less power and you're able to let them exist. It's okay. I can eat it later. And a big example of this is last night I was eating, I had coffee with protein milk, and I use BPI protein, by the way. If you guys ever want, the discount code is the description below. I love their products and their BCAAs because they don't hurt my stomach. And then I had a piece of cake, and then I had popcorn. And usually that would mean, for me in my past, that was spiraling into a binge, because I was thinking, oh, you're spiraling into a binge because you're giving into all your cravings because you're gonna go more and more and more. But when I let myself have the food, every time, like, I overcame that voice that was like, no, I just said, I'm not though, because if I let myself, I would shovel this food like really quickly, like, oh my god, I'm not supposed to be eating this. Oh my god, I shouldn't. So I'm just gonna keep doing it more. And then you tune out, you're not even enjoying your food because you're like, okay, I better eat that cake now because I might not be able to have it tomorrow. And then you shovel it though because you're eating with shame, you're eating with nervousness, and you're eating with irrational fears and such a sense of rush because you don't even want to accept the fact that you're letting yourself eat it. And that's the stuff. When you notice that you're just having all those fears and you're punishing yourself, you go, hey, I don't deserve this punishment. I want to eat this food and enjoy it. As I gave into every single craving, I didn't feel the need to eat more. And I know for sure that if I was still in binging mode, which I have been for like 20 years, I would have ended up going way further after that popcorn, cake, and English muffin and the protein milk. I probably would have made a sandwich. I probably would have eaten a bunch of Cheez-Its and crackers and pretzels and cookies because I wouldn't have been able to accept that I just let myself treat myself, because being nice to myself just felt like I was failing. And now I'm understanding that letting myself eat is a win. Awesome. And it helps me not to fall into a binge. Really happy about the fact that I'm coming to all these terms, because it also shows that I'm being introspective and letting myself see myself. And that's something that I never did before. I always just wanted to avoid myself and avoid my feelings and avoid dealing with all this stuff, which is why I just wanted to tune out and chime into the binge eating. I know it might seem complicated and it is so much work, because it really is. But wouldn't you rather do this work and be self-loving and self-accepting constantly than having to do the work of being ashamed of your binge and the next day hating yourself and having to redo that over and over and over again? I'd rather put effort and be exhausted by getting happy and healthy and knowing my feelings than getting exhausted from all the pains of being way too full and binge eating and doing all these unhealthy behaviors of hating myself and shaming myself every day. That is exhausting but hurtful. Recovery is exhausting but helpful. Ooh, I like that. Alright, I hope this helped my fellow binge eaters. Don't be ashamed of what you're doing. It happens for a reason. There are emotional reasons. You're depriving yourself. You're trying to fill voids and find fulfillment. Don't hate yourself for being in this position with binge eating. Binge eating has served you a purpose. That's why your brain keeps doing it. So it's our turn now to teach ourselves that we don't need that though. We don't need the binge eating, and we can find other coping mechanisms and ways of loving ourselves that will eventually take the place that binge eating has served for us. So just remember that binge eating is not something terrible or bad. It's a coping mechanism, and you're doing the best you can, and if you're watching this, you're trying to do better for yourself, and that's freaking awesome. Alright, I love you guys so much. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it all. If it helped, please comment below. I always love when you share your story. Let me know if you're understanding what I'm saying, if things are helping, if they're not helping, but I hope they are. Please subscribe so you always get videos from me. And there's also a little notifications bell you can press so you definitely know when a video comes from me, because I know media is crazy and there's so much content out there. But I really hope that you can watch these so they actually help you and help you become happier and healthier. And yeah, love you guys so much. I know I say that constantly because I really do. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!